Okay, it doesn't look like they've done it yet, but what they could do is give us all an RFID chip. I mean, this is kind of obvious that they could give us all an RFID chip and force us, because of disease and different things like that that affect our health, to stay in certain areas. Um, they could actually track you. Um, by way of GPS satellite and know where you were at any given time. So they could, if you had been quarantined in an area and gone out of that area, they could catch you and say you're not allowed to do that. Um, so it's a bit like martial law, because it's something that they could do without actually declaring martial law. They could start tracking like everybody. And a computer could be used to do this, obviously, to track you wherever you are. And if you're out of, your territory, you need to go back because you're not safe, and you're going to make your, or maybe they may tell you not to go back because you could have contracted the virus while you were out of your territory. So they may have like places of containment or something like that that the government would do, and that would be like martial law more, where they would contain you and be like, well, you don't have the sickness, you can go back. um, but once you leave your territory that has done um, eh, eh, extreme measures, that has taken extreme measures to get rid of the virus, you may not be back, maybe not allowed in back. You may have to quarantine with another territory until you are allowed back. Um, because like if you went up by car and exposed yourself, you may be waiting in a hotel room or something like that, until you are clean, and basically have waited out your 30 days or whatever, and then you apparently get back in your car and go back. But they could totally like watch every single one of us, and that's kind of what the mark of the beast would do. Because notice the Antichrist says that he's God or whatever, at a certain point, and for him to say he's God, he could obviously contain diseases and stuff like that. But it's just kind of scary to think that the RFID chip is the chip that would go in your body, either in your hand or your forehead. I don't know how they're going to get that thing in your forehead, but I still think that it's the mark, and I don't know how they're going to do that. That would be weird to do his name, because what would it be, like a tattoo or something like that? It makes me wonder, because you can also take the name or the number. Um, but anyway, it would be an extremely good way to, well, not good, but bad, but an extremely logical way to basically quarantine people and know in a split second. Like you could scan their RFID in a split second. A police officer or anybody else could, and tell if you were where you were supposed to be or not. And see, unlike the driver's license, with the RFID chip in it, you can lose. The credit cards with the RFID chip in them, you can lose. Like if you didn't want to say who you were or anything, or if you didn't want them to know who you were, you could lose them. You could not lose an RFID chip that's in your body. Or you would be taken to a place and given an RFID chip. If you didn't have one, they would assign you one and give you one. So that's obvious how they're going to handle that in case they find somebody without an RFID chip too. Is they're just going to give you one, and they're going to treat you like you already have the virus or whatever. They're going to treat you like a new person probably, but you're not gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to get out of this. You're gonna have to say you don't believe in it based on religious beliefs, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be something you can just get out of, because I think it's gonna be tied into health. It's gonna be tied into economics. It's gonna be tied into absolutely everything, which we can begin to see now with what this virus has done. So anyway, I would be watching out for that because it's still not going away and it's getting stronger. Um, so the other things that have happened, like it's weird because there's no war horse, which is the red horse of Revelation. Um, so I kind of look for China or somebody to, I don't know. I don't know if it would be China, Japan, Russia, who it would be, that actually wants to go to war with us. But I think they already do want to go to war with us. Some places already do, like Iran, or but and this disease could just be an excuse to go to war with anybody. So luckily they're not treating it that way right now. I think they're looking for help as much as anything, which is a good thing. But some of their leaders may be after a reason for war, and of course they'll put it on the TVs and everything else. Why America is so bad. But anyway, that could lead to a war horse, which I'm still watching out for because I haven't seen a war horse. But you can just see how that the with war, the economics falls right in, the death falls right in, the death in hell or whatever falls right in to into line for what's going to happen next, which is the mark of the beast. But yeah, I've been watching those things, and I think everybody ought to, because it's so many things that the tables could just turn in like 2 seconds, and we could be in the end of time. So